Hello, Fletcher Method community. My name is Alexis. I've been a student of the Fletcher Method myself for a few months. I'm super excited about something I want to share with you. This isn't a sales pitch. I'm not gonna try to sell you anything. I just wanted to share with you what I learned actually over the last 2 weeks doing user research. So this presentation or this walkthrough is it will show you how to get a better idea of what your audience struggles with in 1 week for $100 using Facebook lead ads and without the need to pay for a website or set up a funnel, even if you've never done user research before. My name is Alexis. Hi there. I have done user research before, in extensive user research. I've interviewed hundreds of people in order to develop and plan and nail products. And I've done this for my own products as well as a consultant for other companies. Blah blah blah. So I'm really into the idea of figuring out what people actually need, not what they tell me they want, but figuring out what their problems are, what they struggle with, and I've done a lot of those, and so just the background here is I love whiteboarding, which is also going to be the theme about the product that I want to maybe build. I'm not sure yet. I love whiteboarding with teams and alone. I have a whiteboard right there. I love it. It's huge. It's gigantic, but I love it. I use it every day, and when I worked with clients, often, literally every week or a few times a week, people afterwards would come to me and say, "Hey, Alexis, I wish I had the same ability to visualize ideas on the fly, like when we're talking and problem solving." I've noticed that CEOs specifically. Sort of had great ideas, but when it came to getting on the board, they would just like draw really bad drawings, and I noticed that they wish they had more oomph. That they could make their message pop more, right? So they came to me and mentioned that a few times. So that's where my ears perked up. And also, just so you know, I also love the scientific method to test ideas. So we will be very structured. I'm an engineer, and I'm German, right? There will be some structure, but I think it's exactly what will show you why this process worked for me, and how you can use it yourself, and not make the same mistakes as I did. This whole process, these last 2 weeks, were heavily informed by Ask, the book by Ryan Levesque that Aaron recommends in the foundation part of the course. Obviously, I'm a Fletcher Method informed. I don't even Fletcher Wright. I also am pretty impressed with Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. I think it's a fantastic book. It's really, really good. I just finished it, and he says the same thing. Ask people before you build anything. Ask people what their number one question is, or what the number one struggle is. Then my homie Al Hassen, right? This older gentleman here, pivotal scientist in the 1400s in Egypt. He came up with a scientific method of saying, I have a theory, I have a method, and I have a prediction, and running a structured experiment to know if what you think is in your head is reality. It's great. Mad props. And then there was a post actually recently by Grant James Delmage, who wrote about using Facebook lead ads to test business ideas by seeing what the response in the market is, which I had done before, but it never worked for me. I wasn't really focused on it. But this reminded me that Facebook lead ads actually may be a really cool way to test things. All right, we'll jump straight in. The goal, so where I'm at, right, I have this sort of idea of entrepreneurs, whiteboards, maybe there's a course, maybe, like some information product, maybe there's a video. I love it. I do it every day. I'm passionate about it. I love the people, maybe there's something there. But I need to better understand what they actually struggle with on whiteboards. I've had some conversations, and I could go out now, schedule, phone calls or interviews, but I decided to do it differently. I need to better understand this. And for that, I decided to run an experiment, the first experiment of two. I will walk you through two. The first one was if I offer free, I was thinking I'm going to run Facebook ads. And in this case, the theory was if I offer free access to an upcoming mastermind class to my audience, then I will receive valuable questions and struggles. The method here would be Facebook lead ad, which I'll show you just on the next slide, just so you know you can actually see it. And it's going to have a free offer. And the question, what is your number one question regarding whiteboarding? And I'm going to run that for $100 for 6 days, which is like $17 per day. And my prediction is that this is the right mixture of offer and format, that I will get 10 valuable responses. So that would be $10 a lead. And I'll show you the lead. I'll show you the ad. This is my Facebook Ask Lead ad. I had some copy here, which I used from a script, which I think was really good. I had a visual, I had a headline, and then people were like, oh, I want to be part of that. I want to get free access to the mastermind group. And then they would have to answer this one question. What's your number one question about whiteboarding? Enter the email, submit, and then they would see a thank you page. This is all within Facebook, and as you can see here, there is the link, the deep link to the ad, if you want to check it out. The results, right? I ran this for a week, 6 days, and I did get 7 valuable leads. So it wasn't bad actually. I did get 7 questions of people who said, when I'm on a whiteboard, I struggle with this, or I want to know more about this. I'll tell you the actual learnings at the end. But $12 per lead, cost per lead, and I had a 2% click-through rate, which wasn't great. So if you're thinking about this further, I want to get 7 leads are not enough to make a decision or be informed on this, on what people really struggle with. I'm thinking between 80 and 100 responses. This would cost me into $1,000, which can totally make sense, but I'm really just trying to measure the temperature, measure $1,200 or whatever it would be it's just outside the budget that I want to spend on this. So the question is, can I make this work better? The experiment number 2, I thought, okay, Fletcher method promotes a ultimate lead magnet. When you have everything done and you have a funnel, there's this thing called the ultimate lead magnet that Aaron recommends, being a easily consumable product like a cheat sheet, a checklist, something that is really quickly usable. And so I thought this might be really cool because it's called a lead magnet, right? That's exactly what I'm looking for here, although I'm not looking for the leads as much for the questions, but I think you get the point. So I thought the theory was if I offer a downloadable cheat sheet to my audience, then I will receive valuable questions and struggles. So I'm changing the offer, right? I'm changing it from access to a mastermind group for free in the future to a cheat sheet. The method would be a Facebook lead ad again with a lead magnet offer. You will get a PDF and a question, and they have to answer a question: what's your number one struggle regarding whiteboarding? Obviously, if you were to run this for your own project, this would be: what is your number one struggle regarding X, your topic? I'm going to do that for $100 for 6 days. And my prediction is for this to be, I think this will have more impact, right? This will be more valuable anyways, and I predicted like 15 to 20 valuable responses. It definitely needs to be better than what we had before, right? $6 per lead is not for scaling up an ad budget, but it would be like $6 for an answer. I could live with that. I want to show you the actual lead ad. Here is to the left what people would see. It's pretty much the same copy, but the visual is different. Obviously, it's a very Fletcher method sort of basic, screenshot from the PDF that I put together in a day. So there was some work. This took some time to put together, but I had fun. I enjoyed it. There's it's like a step-by-step how to draw these icons on a whiteboard. Then there is again the interstitial page where they have to enter what has been your number one struggle with when working on a whiteboard in the past. Pro tip, having done these interviews a lot in person, what has been your number one struggle with working with in the past is there's a whole book in that question, but yeah. So if you were to copy one thing, copy this straight away. I'm sorry, this is another topic, but in the past. So now don't ask them what would they do in the future. There's a whole thing about this. But point is, when they submit this, think you're all set. Click the button, download the cheat sheet, and here's a deep link to the ad if you want to check it out yourself. The results. A week later, I got 17 valuable leads, which is really good. I'm pretty stoked about this, actually, at a $6 CPL and a 3.4 click-through rate. Most importantly, I got significantly more, I call them leads now. They're really answers or questions. See, even I'm getting confused now. I got 17 valuable responses where people told me what they struggle with on whiteboards, which is exactly what I want. And it happens that it's much cheaper. It's half. It's 50% of the cost per lead that I had in the first experiment. This is much better. I think the whole thing I can run another experiment, start tweaking the headline, but I think actually $500, $600 for 400 questions is actually really reasonable. I know companies that spend 6 months only on this research and manhour over manhour. So I think this is actually really, really promising result. I'm stoked about it. And again, if I were to schedule interviews, and I have done this, I've done this 100 times. It's quite expensive. Time is expensive. When I'm running these ads, or when you're running these ads, you can do something else in parallel. And so yeah, this is definitely within budget to get a larger sample size. So the learnings. To sum it all up, I think the ULM Facebook lead ad format works really well. It's taking a few pieces from all kinds of places, putting it together. It's an ULM Facebook lead ad, ask lead ad. The question and struggles people have will inform my copy and solution. I can already say that. They're questions that I didn't really think of. It's too early to tell because I only have 24 data points, but people came up again and again with my handwriting. Where do I start? Do I need artistic talent? And depending on my role, I need different graphics, which is, I think, really, really valuable. I think I can narrow down and eventually nail it before I scale it. And all of this is to say, I didn't need to set up a website or funnel at this stage. I only spent $100, and knowing what I know now, I would do the ULM Facebook Ask Lead ad format again, because the economics were acceptable. So, long story short, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a question, comment below. Or email me directly at alexis.rondeau@gmail.com. I'm in Berlin, Germany, so there's a time zone swap if you're in the United States, for example, but feel free to contact me, and I'd love to hear from you. And this was exciting for me, at least. This is super exciting. Thanks so much for watching. Go team. I hope this works for you just as well as it did for me. Thank you so much. Bye.